Welcome to Church Words, where we look at some of the Bible's most important words and discover their meanings. I'm Jake.
And I'm Erin.
And in this episode, we're looking at one of the most crucial words in Christianity. That word is covenant.
That word sounds familiar. How come it's so important?
Well, let's take a look at it. First of all, it's important to note that the word covenant is used interchangeably with the word testament in the Bible.
Oh, so you mean like the Old Testament and the New Testament?
Exactly, and there's a reason for it. The word covenant or testament refers to a binding promise made between two parties.
Okay, so kind of like a contract.
Very much like a contract.
Oh, well that's simple enough.
Well, it is and it isn't. Throughout Scripture, covenants came in various forms. Things such as business contracts or marriages were examples of covenants in the Bible. Many times in the Old Testament, two parties would come together and make an oath with specific conditions, and with consequences if one party didn't follow through.
Oh, like what?
Well, during the time of Abraham, covenants were often made through a sacrifice. An animal would be cut in two, the halves would be separated opposite each other, and the two parties would walk between the animal's remains.
Ugh, why?
They did this as a reminder that covenants were meant to be permanent. By walking through those pieces, they were symbolizing that the same thing would happen to them if they backed down on their word.
Whoa, so why is that important in the Bible?
Well, in Genesis chapter 17, we see a different type of covenant. God made a covenant with a man named Abram, later named Abraham, by promising him that he would be the father of many nations. And through this nation will come a blessing for the whole world. What's interesting here is that instead of Abram walking in between the animal pieces with God, God had Abram fall into a deep sleep, and he alone walked through the pieces.
Why is that significant?
It's significant because unlike most other covenants, God's covenant was unconditional. God knew that Abraham's descendants would go back on their word over and over again. But instead of God destroying them for their failure, he says that through his covenant, he will die if either one of them fails to follow through.
Oh, so that's where Jesus comes in, right?
Right. God made a covenant with Israel to be their God and to protect and provide for them as long as they stayed faithful to him and followed his commandments. They failed. Miserably. And since humanity proved it couldn't successfully keep a covenant with God, God chose to become human himself. During his Last Supper, Jesus told his disciples that he was establishing a new covenant.
What made this covenant new from all the others?
This covenant said that Jesus would be the sacrifice. By dying on the cross, Jesus paid the penalty we deserved by betraying our covenant with him. Because of his sacrifice, all of humanity now has full access to God through the freedom that Jesus' new covenant has given us.
Wow!
But that's not all. Jesus also conquered death. And when he rose, he guaranteed everyone that put their trust in him that they would conquer death just as he did. And we would live with him free from sin and death in perfect intimacy, love, and life forever.
That's amazing. I've never been more thankful for the promise God has made to me.
Me too. And that's why covenant is a word to remember. That was perfect, babe.
I love you.
I love you too.